For the benefit of listeners, I've got some cephalexin. That's an antibiotic. So my root canal work doesn't get infected, so I'm going to take that now. And then I've got here some extra strength ibuprofen, and that's in case I develop an addiction to painkillers, it'll just take the edge off of that. So nice. Nice.
Can you guys even hear? Hello?
Hello.
We can hear you. We can hear you. We're just talking over you. Every day the world begins again. Sunny skies or rain. Come and follow me. Every sunrise shows me more and more. So much to explore. Something's calling me.
Come and follow. Every morning, every day, every evening, calling me away. While the sun goes round, I'll still be found, following the sound. Something's calling me. Da 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 da. Every other thought that we'll go drifting back to bed. Memories fill my head. Wonders follow me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, every morning, every day, every evening, you're calling me away. Yeah. One more time. Every morning, every day, yeah. Every evening, baby, you're calling me the fuck away.
You're listening to Bear Friend Tea Party, the world's only and sexiest podcast.
If anybody listening tonight has a blue Honda Civic with Oklahoma plates, your lights are on.
I'm Big Fish in a Small Pond, Christopher Winter. And with me this evening on the program, Small Fish in an even smaller pond, D. Gunnard Beamish.
Don't count on it, Tyrese.
Dead fish in a stagnant pond, Jeremy Mullis from North Carolina.
It's lovely to be here.
And paradoxical fish inside of itself, Dr. Jonathan Bumpers.
I am a genuine cowboy.
Jeremy, what's on the program this evening?
That was a Garfield quote.
Hey, I was wondering if anybody would catch that.
Which one was a Garfield quote?
I am a genuine cowboy.
It never ceases to amaze me how you guys remember like the least memorable quotes from certain things.
No, that was very memorable. John Arbuckle wearing like chaps and.
Well, to be fair, the reason that I remember it is because Danny cut out that panel and framed it and gave it to me as a Christmas present.
I did.
Yes,
that's a good gift.
It was a great gift. It was a good gift too.
Oh. Danny, can we lose the egg beater, please?
Should I stop playing the call bell with an egg beater submersed in water? Your call.
Let's not ask for the world here, Jeremy.
No, I had a notion.
Go on.
I think we should try and stay real on topic.
Stay on target.
I feel like we've been doing that the last couple of episodes.
Is that why
you were
fanciful
notion?
That's why you were making that noise with the egg beater. You were trying to make an announcement.
He's trying to make a statement.
Attention, please.
Like this is what happens when we don't stay on topic.
Stay on target.
Attention, Bear Friend Tea Party.
Jeremy, what's on the program tonight?
This is going to be a good one.
Well, we've got a
think
great
so.
show for you tonight.
See?
Great. Segment
What
one,
the hell's so funny?
reminiscing about dogs we have known.
Oh, it's going to be sad.
Segment 2, slang terms for escalator. Segment 3, how many Nintendo Entertainment System games can we name in 2 minutes? And segment 4, what are the rules of American football?
I feel like this is going to be a short and sweet episode.
Not if my prepared statements are not short.
Mine are quite short.
Oh yeah, and I guess if we get around to it, we could do. Is this a Hall Oates song?
Oh,
we
yeah,
still
I'd
have to
like to do
announce
that.
We still have to announce the answer from last
Oh,
week.
I thought it was answered in the spreadsheet.
Huh?
It says no.
No, I have. It says yes.
Oh.
No, that means no. I don't. No, that means no. Like to that as a topic idea. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, enough of this tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Hey,
Have we received any emails this week, Jeremy?
No, the email account has been pretty dead for a while.
What about any blog comments or phone calls? Postcards?
I haven't checked our Twitter address. It's very possible that we've received a lot of tweets. I haven't checked it since I opened up the new account.
Have you tweeted?
No. But I changed our Twitter address to I've forgotten. I think it's @BearFriendCast.
That's a little easier
I'm
to
just
remember.
going to.
Or say it.
I'm just logging into our website to see if anyone has left any humorous comments in the last few hours.
Yeah, we haven't got any
hours leading up to recording the podcast.
We haven't got any ratings on iTunes either in the last few weeks.
Oh, look at that! We did get a new comment.
How suspicious. I mean, great.
Oh, well, yeah, we did get a comment on the website for our last episode, which was 00031, a decorative confection of tiny balls. The real occult mummy. Occult mummy, whose email address is the real occult mummy, left the comment. Wow, that's some gutsy driving.
Oh, was that the episode where we were all
referring-
driving around in a car while we recorded it?
He must not have understood that there was a podcast associated with that post.
Well, he or she.
Correction.
Okay, I have a correction to make. In episode 00057, Genealogy of the Common Household Llama, I incorrectly described the tomato as a vegetable. In actuality, of course, the tomato is a variety of cyborg. I regret the error.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think that goes without saying.
The joke in that one is that that's a future episode.
Well, I mean, we
I
release
didn't
our
even-
epised well out of sequence, so it's really hard to say whether or not this.
I have both an addenda and a correction. In episode 00027, oversized inexplicable green hat. In the segment "How many Steves can we name?" I forgot about the Steve named Steven Tobolowsky.
Oh,
So I wanted to
I
just add that.
thought for certain that we named him.
Yeah, didn't we mention him?
Well, that leads to my correction.
Correction is to this episode.
See, I told you it wouldn't be worth it.
So you guys are not really taking this section seriously.
you know, Jeremy, it's too soon to say whether or not my correction is relevant.
Especially if one of us is editing.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's very possible that episode 57 will end up being released first.
57?
That's completely possible.
Okay,
probably
so let's dive right into
Moving
the
on,
meat
moving
of
on
this
to the
episode.
addenda. Did you have
yeah.
an addendum, Jeremy?
I
I have an addendum. I don't know if you do.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm letting other people do it this time. I have a lot, and they're better than yours, but
Well,
it's
okay.
It's a collaborative.
You gotta give the editor something to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
true.
Exactly.
True. Well, yeah. Okay. So start cutting out here. In episode 00031, a decorative confectionery of tiny balls, you guys discussed funny vehicles you had driven, and you mentioned the big gray Suburban we used to have in Santa Fe, which is not a funny vehicle. But no, this isn't a correction.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
I have a slightly amusing story about driving that Suburban. To understand it, I guess the listeners should know, one, that our family has a vacation home in Santa Fe because we're extremely
Number
wealthy.
14, Brass Horse Road,
And
generally
number
vacant.
number
Chris,
two,
which celebrity
Yeah,
did the house
the
used
key
to
is
belong
above
to?
the post.
I can never
Just
remember.
opposite the door.
Susan Sarandon.
let's just edit that in.
What's the alarm code
Whoever-
there?
The alarm code, I believe the alarm code is
1734673214746 Charlie 32789777 643 Tango 732 Victor 73117888 732 476789764376.
So anywho,
Yeah.
number one, our family has a vacation home in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and number two, I'm very notoriously bad with directions and finding places, and also, any sort of business or financial transactions, and just
and
basic
understanding what the
competency.
purpose of an addenda is.
No, we're
yeah.
getting to the addenda.
Ooh.
Yeah, that hurt.
Sorry.
So back when I was in college, I was going to Santa Fe to visit the fam, and I flew in. I flew in from college. You have to fly into Albuquerque. Everybody else had driven in, and so they were all like, "Oh, you'll just get the Suburban from the long-term parking lot at
On Gibson
Albuquerque
Road.
Airport, and you can drive up. You just give them Big Dave's name and say you want the Suburban." And I was really nervous because I had never driven in from Albuquerque before, and I'm not good at finding my way places, and I hadn't been there a long time, and I was really nervous that I would crash the car or get lost or whatever. This is long before GPS. And so I was really proud when I drove up in the Suburban, and I was like, "Hey, I got here! I made it! I did it!"
And it was actually somebody
and
else's
they came
house?
out to see me. No, they came out and they were like, "What's that you're driving?" And I was like, "It's the Suburban." And they were like, "No, that is. None of us have ever seen that car before."
Oh wow. That is a funny story.
Yeah,
Oscar Mayer Wienermobile,
Lamborghini Countach.
Oscar Mayer Wienermobile,
Lamborghini Countach.
Oscar Mayer Wienermobile,
Lamborghini Countach.
Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Eaten by a parrot.
Can you hear me now?
that's a lorikeet.
That's Laura Lee.
And we seriously considered putting our great-grandfather's skull somewhere in that car, hiding it somewhere. If we could have fit it into the glove box or something. And that's the end of my addendum.
Segment 1.
So this is my segment.
I'll be leading this segment.
This is my.
This is my segment.
This is my. I'll be leading this segment.
Look, this is my segment. Look, I'm a cat person. We've always had cats. We've never had a dog. I don't think you guys ever had dogs until maybe Danny has one now. But I like dogs, and I thought maybe we could just take some time now and think about the dogs that have touched our lives in the past. For example, just to throw one out, You
Do you
guys
want
remember?
to,
You guys remember Duncan's dogs?
Hansel
Natasha
and Gretel?
and Boris and Natasha. You remember Boris and Natasha?
Yeah, but all Duncan's dogs are dead.
Well, I mean, naturally, Duncan's dogs are dead, Danny. When Duncan passed away, his dogs were buried with him, so they could guide him into the netherworld.
He was buried with a whole bunch of live dogs.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I assume, what's her name? Gara Zardoz.
No, he wasn't buried with Gara. She committed suicide.
Yeah.
Oh, my mistake.
No thanks to us.
You know, I mean,
Just
half 6 of one, half dozen of the
Well,
other.
this segment took a dark turn.
You know, that's why I stopped buying
Jeremy,
Zarda dairy products.
Is that true?
Did Duncan's girlfriend Gara come up on a segment titled "Dogs We Have Known"?
Yes, within 30 seconds.
Jeremy, is that true? Did Gara commit suicide?
Yes, that is.
Cut this part out.
It's not funny at all.
Cut this whole segment.
You know, this is a bonus
If we should a segment, people we know who committed suicide.
Anyway, Boris and
That's
Natasha
that's
were
my
really
that's
good
my
dogs.
segment next week.
That dude, this guy, Brandon
No,
Beckman,
save it for next
was in
week. Save it
my
for
class
next
at
week.
Pembroke Hill.
Save it for
Brandon
next
Beckman committed suicide.
Danny, save it for next week. We're talking about dogs we've known.
Did you say Carolyn
How many-
Stockwell Tangent?
How many people can we name in 2 minutes? I mean,
Every character in every Arthur Miller play.
The universe is utterly meaningless anyway, so it's no more or less funny than anything else.
Hey, though, you remember that photo of Boris with his snout in the ice cream box?
Oh,
The ice cream party?
classic.
That was
Classic.
cute.
No, but I can pretty much catch myself.
Okay, so
That's
I,
one of the dogs I think they're the dogs I was probably closest to.
an acquaintance of mine and I think John's, Elizabeth Briscoe.
Did she kill herself too?
No. I was trying to get back on dogs.
Oh, right.
Maybe.
Okay.
No, she.
Maybe.
Woof. Am I right?
Who's to say?
No, she had. When I was in college, she
no
had,
big loss, you know.
She had a dog. Like, even though she was in college, she decided to get like a dog just randomly. Like, can you do that?
Yeah, that's so uncommon.
No, technically no, but I mean, I guess, like, yes, you're not supposed to. I don't know how she, like, where she put it or anything, but she had this dog, and it was a nice dog, but the thing I really liked about that dog is that she named it DJ Shadow.
Was it like sly looking and like dark colors?
It was a black dog, but DJ Shadow was like a popular DJ at the time.
No, I know. He's
Yeah.
a real DJ.
Yeah.
One of my good friends like basically ghostwrites on DJ.
Oh, really?
Kind
Brody Johnson?
of. No, while he didn't commit suicide, Brody Johnson is dead. Although I don't know how he died, so it's possible.
You don't know how
Did you really? This podcast is getting better and better.
It's so sad.
How did Brody Johnson?
Chris, turn your camera back on. I want to see you crying.
We hardly knew ye.
No, I knew.
I think I'd seen him.
Was he the guy with 6 toes?
No, he was the guy that we pretended. He was the guy that we pretended had the alter ego of the Hamburglar. But we never got around to telling him about that interview. So when
he was
put a
killed
picture
when he
of
was
him
shot by a hamburger policeman.
in the senior video, I put a still of him dressed as the Hamburglar, giving the thumbs up with like the stripes and the tie mask.
I see a man selling
nobody
pullover
understood.
face. I see a white dog and a dead dog.
So I think the Johnsons had a dog.
And then he committed suicide.
Immediately after the video was shown.
Let's see, what other dogs were
Well,
there?
our mutual grandparents had a dog named Balzac.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was named Ballsack.
Yeah,
Have
okay,
I
I'll-
misheard that?
Yeah, you have. I'll tell you about Balzac.
That's the lowbrow interpretation.
Jeremy Balzac was originally her mother's dog. And she may have even got him while she was in college. And, she gave him a highbrow name like Balzac. And then eventually she moved and he went home. He went to live with Gigi and Poompa in Kansas City. And she loves to tell that, when she had him, she had him real good trained. He was very disciplined. And then she left him with Gigi and Poompa for a while. And Poompa taught him to go up to the dinner table and sneak food off the people. Because Poompa, he would sneak his vegetables off his plate and feed them to Balzac.
The same thing happened when our parents went out of town and left me and Danny with the...
Yeah, for years after for decades after the fact, Poompa would almost tear up thinking about how Balzac had eaten his vegetables for him. It's kind of a sad ending because Balzac did take his own life. Balzac was driven to take his own life.
Balzac are dogs we've known that have committed suicide.
So our mom thought that her parents mishandled her ball sack.
I just want to double check that we have a really good rim shot sound effect, right?
Oh, yeah.
I believe so, yes.
Rim shot
There's that
sound
great
effect.
groaning sound, like
I
crowd
think that one was
groaning.
worthy of a groan, yeah.
Oh,
So I like the one with just the one guy groaning.
I like the groaning sound. It sounds like he's trying to do
Well, the crowd groaning to me, it sounds like someone just missed a putt ball. It doesn't sound like.
that actually what it is.
I think it may even say that in the
No, it
description.
doesn't. That's why it's not that you think it sounds like that. That's what it's supposed to be. Because leading up to it, you hear oh, as the putt gets near the cup and then kind of comes off the side.
This conversation is definitely not being edited out.
So I have two vaguely humorous dogs I'd like to revisit out. When I was in college, I lived in a crack house, and there were two humorous dogs there. That's three humorous dogs. One of the dogs. This was like a sort of like.
You know that the segment is not counting humorous dogs right now.
Sorry.
They don't even need to be humorous.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
just-
we can just talk about whether or not they were good dogs.
Well, these were. Get it? No, these weren't good dogs. Not every dog has to be one. When I was living in this rundown house, it was kind of my college didn't have fraternities, but it was close to big
Are we going to talk about dogs?
It's just a rundown Victorian house.
So you were basically in a fraternity.
I don't know, but I had to log on.
No, it was just a bunch of slobs.
Yeah,
There were like holes in the floor upstairs, and you see down the.
Now what you say? Walking dog is hip on guy walking.
Yeah, why do they always do that?
That was not my experience. One time they came and gave me a like slobber-soaked old tennis ball that was also apparently covered with some sort of feces. And then it kind of rubbed it on something. And I think the Millers said they didn't even know where it had gotten that. Like it wasn't one of its toys. It had just found it.
I remember them all, and I love everyone. Still love all my dogs.
But
And I've had me a lot of goddamn dogs.
You guys remember the
In my
dog?
lifetime, I have had me a bunch of different dogs.
I never was
Because you do
Fraser.
keep getting a new dog.
Santa's little helper.
You just keep getting one dog right after another. That's the way she lives life. Life is a series of daws.
What's segment 2?
Segment 2. Slang terms for escalator. Esky.
Sclater.
The iron staircase.
Funny stairs.
Up-a-lator.
Old man Eska.
Super up and down.
Reverse graduated slide.
Later gator.
Downtown Julie Brown.
Standing stairs.
Motor uppies.
Apples and pears-a-later.
Lazy Larry.
The devil's hoist.
Wacky risers.
Robo-steps.
One-track Jack.
Mexican stairs.
Australian elevator.
Up-a-matic.
Wheelless shopping bus.
The Jesse Up, after inventor Jesse Rena.
Rotating elevated extra-dimensional jigsaw.
Climb-a-roo.
Gregory's Funhouse.
The amazing X stairs.
Slanty treadmill.
Skylander.
Slide Riser.
Easy stairs.
Altitude doer.
Moveateria.
Trans-Siberian Elevator.
People mover.
Standy McRise'em-up.
The cocaine stepladder.
Fat Man's Alley.
Monkey steps.
Poor man's hover car.
The uptown glide.
Indoor floorcopter.
Zigzag conveyor.
Diagonal bonus ladder.
Retarded Optimus Prime.
Uncle's Up and Down.
Oops. Japanese roller coaster.
Riding the trunk.
Damn it, I'm done.
Mall Rocket.
Escalation operator.
Rinking the dink.
Standway.
Floor change wizard.
The enchanted staircase.
Stando Stairs.
Unreliable person killing machine.
Fizzy lifting machine.
The Wellington Bucket Lift.
Shoelace devourer.
Cloud stepper.
Reef Flighter Later.
Abattoir junior.
The metal moose.
Deluxe Sidewalk.
Failed Mobius band.
The Manhattan manlifter.
Mobius Ramp.
Partially orientable automated slide world.
Little Debbie diagonal.
Slidewalk Picture Pages.
Minimalist assembly line.
Fat man's ladder.
Climbeless Ladder.
People go up, people go down. You can't explain that.
Lazy Susan.
Two-dimensional motor floor.
Thing razor.
Comatose Susan.
9-bar Rapids.
Potential energy converter.
Legally dead Susan.
Handies and Steppies.
Motivated inclined plane.
Suitcase mountain.
Shoe Grabber.
Mount Never Rest.
Convenience Trench.
The horseless staircase.
Semi-vertical Kayak Monster.
Chumbawamba.
Carolina Stairmaster.
The up and down but also sideways machine.
Slantways Foot Shuttle.
Canadian Sky Canoe.
Urban Hayride.
Wang Dang Doodle.
Endless Stair Fountain.
I'm out.
Bangkok Fire Escape. The Baltimore Body Shoot. The Food Court Express. The Majestic Steakhouse. The Slant Coaster. Tiffany's Magic Skyway. The Underground Railroad. The Chemin de Fer. Trojan Glide Moat. Hand and Toe Hold Trail. Mechanical stair canal. Recursive stair flattener. Barnum's folly. Tesla's fabulous way up. Transverse space mucklux. The New York State Thruway. Open air go tube. Otis Hypotenuse. Cogswell's float simulator. The captain's platter. Slow motion slam dunker. Floor betweener. Jacob's easy ladder.
Oh, that's good.
Tumble down spook case. 70s hair weave. The New Zealand bonus door. Non-spiral variable altitude strip. The topmost step lift. Man crane. And jazz stairs.
Right, Danny wins.
Great finish.
I have to say, nice. I did appreciate the Otis hypotenuse.
I think we're being listened. I think we're being like. I think the government is intercepting our broadcast since we started talking about controversial political issues.
Like Stairs Plus. Stairs Plus would have been a good one.
Stairs Plus would have been a good one, but it's too late now.
Stairs Plus.
And that means it's time for segment 3. How many NES games can we name in 2 minutes?
And go.
Kid
Abaddon,
Icarus,
Mario Brothers,
Arctic Rivals,
Super Mario Brothers,
Asti Wynack,
Ice Climber,
Adventure Island,
Gunneck,
Adventure
Justice
Island
Tomato in the
3,
Silent
Adventure
Kingdom,
Island
Dudes with
3,
Attitudes,
Adventures of
Tetris,
Lolo,
DuckTales,
Adventure of Lolo 2,
Marble
Adventure of
Madness,
Lolo
Rescue Rangers,
3, Adventure of
Tailspin,
Link,
Metroid,
Adventures of Bayou Billy,
Mega Man.
let's move on to
There was
Deadly
probably
Power,
a Mega Man 2.
Back to the Future.
Brawler.
Back to the Future.
Jeez, I might be out.
Gyro
Blue Marlin,
City Connection.
Monster Party,
Eight Eyes.
Bubble Bobble
Castlevania 3. Castlevania 2. Simon's
also
Quest.
Miller's
another
Secret
Bubble Bobble
Castle,
one. Parasol Stars also in the Bubble
Dr.
Bobble
Chaos,
series.
Dr.
Contra,
Mario,
Super C,
I got
Blaster
nothing.
Super
Star
Pitfall,
Tropics,
Super Mario Brothers
Bionic
2,
Commando,
Star Tropics 2,
Doki
Dragon
Doki
Warrior,
Panic,
Dragon Warrior 2, Dragon Warrior
Commando,
3,
Contra,
Super Spy Hunter, Cobra
Spy
Triangle,
Hunter,
Bionic Commando,
Rad Racer,
Commando,
Rad
Racer,
Castlevania,
RC Pro-Am,
Castilian, Castle,
Asteroids,
Castle of Dragon,
Joe and Mac,
Dragon Power,
Spelunker,
let's see.
Mega Man,
Spelunker 2,
Mega Man 3, Mega Man 4, Mega Man 5, Mega Man 6, Mega Man 7, Mega Man 8, Mega Man 9,
Mario
probably Super Mario Brothers 2.
Wrecking
Digger
Crew,
T Rock, Dig Dug 2,
Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, Combo
Dick
Cartridge,
Tracy,
Duck Hunt,
Dirty Jerry,
Dog Attack,
let's see, Dino Wars,
a boy and
something or
his
other.
blob. That was one. I
Eliminator
remembered that
Boat
one.
Duel,
Death
Princess Tomato and the Salad
the
Kingdom,
Addams Family Fester's
The Magic of Scheherazade.
Exodus,
Back to
Journey
the
Through
Future,
Time.
Oh, and that's time!
Oh, I only got up to E.
Total number of NES games named, 111. Great job, everyone.
I was actually really proud of myself for remembering a boy and his blob.
did anybody say Snake, Rattle, and Roll?
No.
My strategy was to start with the A's and just work my way through the alphabet, John, because
Yeah,
You know what?
that's a good strategy.
What, Chris?
When
No, I
like
didn't.
30 seconds in,
Nobody said
when I
Matthew.
ran out of NES titles I know, I should have just started naming random Flowers of Disgust songs.
That's a good.
Because
good
half
Pride
of
the
them-
Button Flower, that was a great NES game. The next time we do this segment, maybe we should strategize. Like each person should take one genre,
No.
You know,
Nobody said track and field.
really,
Nobody
next
said
to-
short
you know
order
what,
eggs
You know the
float.
way to do it, if we did this again, which we wouldn't be doing.
Why would we do
One,
that?
one person should take dragon. One person should take ninja.
I had I said Dragon Warriors 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, I said that as well. I know, but that's like a lot of, there's like a million. Like
You don't want to
there's
have too
probably
much
about-
repeat.
Just
think
so
there's
everybody's clear, I did say Monster Party.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Oh, I forgot
good.
about
That is- I didn't.
The Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah, did anybody say Zelda?
No.
I should have remembered that
I
one.
said the Adventure of Link. Okay.
But not arguably the single most influential.
I'm gonna throw you in the mud. I'm gonna throw you in the mud.
Segment
Next
4.
time we'll do better.
So, are you
All right,
guys
so this is my segment.
ready for some football?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, everybody huddle up for segment 4. Segment 4 is, this is going to be a classic. Segment 4 is, what are the rules of American football?
So, Danny, how are we going to tackle this segment?
Well, if I could,
We don't want it to be
from
like a
there.
big pile up, you know.
All right,
What's the goal? All right.
here we go. Here's what I'm thinking. Anybody listening to this podcast, you may pick up on the fact that this is not a sports podcast.
No.
We're all like fun people, and we all like games and shit. I just don't know a whole lot about sports in general. And
Yeah, the time that I introduced this podcast as the definitive NBA podcast.
that was a little
It
misleading.
used to be true. Not so much anymore.
You should have said the official NBA podcast.
Until we lost our sponsorship. So this
Probably
segment is
'cause of all
called
those
what
racist comments.
What are the rules of American football? And I thought it would be interesting if all of us, in turn, read a prepared statement that describes the rules of American football, because I think I kind of
As we understand them.
right. Well, yeah, obviously not copied out of a
Right.
a playbook, if you will. I just I think the results will be pretty interesting. I don't know. Maybe by the end
Sounds
of it, we'll
good.
know how to play football. I don't know.
I think there's a good chance of that.
Okay, Christopher Winter, what are the rules of American football?
Good question, Danny. There are 6 rules to American football. So far as I can tell. Rule 1. Play occurs on a rectangular grid measuring 100 yards in length. Now, to put that number in perspective, 100 yards is the length of 1 football field. In fact, if you laid a single football field end to end, it could reach from the Earth to the Moon and back less than 1 time. Rule 2. In the course of the game, each team attempts to manipulate the ball to their advantage. Then at the end, whoever has the most points is the winner. Rule 3. Everybody wears football helmets, which makes sense to me. But for some reason, they also wear shoulder pads? Rule 4.
Was that a question?
Rule 4. Physical violence seems to be encouraged, but I don't think firearms are allowed. In fact, so far as I can tell, the field of play during an official regulation game of the National Football League may be the only time and place in America where you are not allowed to carry a gun. Little politics
Getting
there.
a little
Yeah.
Yep. Rule 5.
Controversial.
Hey, get a load of those cheerleaders. Hubba hubba.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And finally, Rule 6. Nowhere in the rule book is it stated that the players must be human. So if you have a mule that kicks field goals or like a grizzly bear that tackles people or whatever, just put a helmet on that bad boy and get him out there. Those are the rules to American football.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that was certainly a
That was gripping.
rousing,
Informative?
a rousing kickoff to this segment.
I think
Chris, you really touched
if
down
I may,
on some
I think I
interesting
really
points.
think I really rolled a strike there.
That's close.
Nothing but net.
Danny, what are the rules of American football? All right.
Don't call me that. Hey-oh.
Don't call me Shirley.
American football is a popular sports pastime which is played within a stadium or arena. Inside the stadium or arena, there is a large oblong grass playing field called the gridiron, which is marked with lines in regular intervals to indicate the number of yards from a center line. These markings vary in color, and there are some triangles as well. At each end of the field, there is a large goalpost that looks like a giant tuning fork inside a clearly delineated area known as the end zone. Both the end zone and the goalpost are involved in scoring points using unrelated methods. Onto the field assemble 2 opposing teams of 8 football players, or footballers. They can be identified by uniforms which differ in color and various markings, including unique 2-digit numbers. These numbers are typically limited to the digits 0 through 5, so that any player can be referred to from a distance by holding up the appropriate number on each hand.
Oh.
Yeah, you really learned something.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. These are the rules.
Wait, how do you... So how would you
Jeez,
hold
you know
up?
a lot about football.
Wait a minute. So, but how would
The
you
players...
hold
No, let him go. Let him go.
up? All right.
The players also wear a variety of headgear and other protective clothing. In addition to the players on the field, there are also some people dressed in black and white stripes, called referees, also known as umpires, standing around watching to make sure the players do not break any of the rules of football. Each football team also consists of many other players in uniform who are seated on benches beside the field who do not get to play. Their purpose is to slouch while wearing a wet washcloth around their necks and occasionally drinking water from a nearby cooler. Finally, each team has a president, known as the coach. The coach is required to appear visibly enraged at all times. It has no other significant duties. Many people watch while the game is being played, often seated in chairs provided by the stadium or arena. Though these people also pay close attention to the game, they differ from referees in that they do not have the authority to stop the game when one or more of the rules of football are broken. The objective of American football is to get the ball over to your side without allowing the opposing team to get the ball over to their side. These sides are the aforementioned end zones. When the ball crosses the boundary of this area, this scores a point, which is also known as 7 points. The gameplay proceeds thusly. Each team assembles in opposing directions along one of the horizontal lines bisecting the gridiron. This line is known as the scrimmage line, taking its name from the assemblage itself, called the scrimmage.
I want scrimmage.
The initial scrimmage, or tip-off, occurs on the center line, 0 yards, equidistant from both teams' end zones. That way, it's fair. All but one of the players.
Can I get seat on scrimmage line?
All but one of the players on whichever team goes first stand on the scrimmage line.
Whichever team.
I want seat on scrimmage line.
Take that, sports.
Chris, you make me laugh. Opposing teams directly face each other. They crouch down low, but remain standing on their feet. Sometimes their helmets touch, and that's okay.
Scrimmage round, okay?
The remaining player on the team whose turn it is the thrower, also known as the quarterback for obvious reasons. He doesn't get to hold the ball at first. The player in the middle of the line holds the ball, following a ritualistic chant, throws it back between his legs. The quarterback catches the ball. In the meantime, all the other players run around all over the place. The quarterback runs around too, but remember, he has the football.
I sit on scrimmage line.
After a time, the quarterback throws the ball as hard as he can, and one of several things happen. Outcome A. A player on the quarterback's team catches the ball. This is typically the intended outcome of the throw, or play. The catcher then runs with the ball toward the end zone. Against the physical and often barbaric attempts of the rival players to knock the runner to the ground like an animal, a maneuver known as tackling. If this happens, the play is over. All the players stop running around and reassemble on the yard line nearest to where the tackle took place, and a new scrimmage begins. Thus, the so-called scrimmage line is not a permanent demarcation at all, but really just the farthest place the ball got to last time.
Okay, so 4 tickets, scrimmage line, okay?
Since the scrimmage line changes location with every play, it is not possible for a spectator to have a seat which exclusively faces the scrimmage line, unless the seat were capable of moving.
So, I sit and move, so
Each team gets 3 or maybe 4 chances to scrimmage. And then it's the other team's turn. B. The second possible outcome of the play is if a player on the quarterback's team catches the ball and runs unimpeded into the end zone.
Scrimmage line,
This outcome results in a 7-point being scored. The jubilant scoring player will often vigorously hurl the ball at the ground, the same ball so preciously cradled only moments before, in an unofficial but prevalent practice called spiking the ball. A skilled player will spike a football with frequency.
Scrimmage line.
C. A third and somewhat rarer outcome of the play is if a player from the opposing team catches the football that the quarterback throws. This is called an interception. The intercepting player will then run with the ball in the direction opposite it was thrown, toward his own team's end zone. The play then continues as in outcome A or B above. Occasionally, the throwing and catching will stop, so that all the players can stand around and watch just one player try to kick the ball through the tines of the giant fork. This seems like a totally separate game, but the points all add up together with the same points from the throwing and catching. The game continues for 4 quarters of 15 minutes each. The team with the most points at the end of the time limit is the winner.
Scrimmage line, 4 tickets, okay?
Those are the rules of American football.
Man, that was really detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know a lot about football.
Really,
That was a real.
Yeah,
That was a real home run.
I don't think mine's gonna top that.
It's not. That's not what the. That's not.
Yeah,
not
the
about-
point
I
is
don't
to
wanna-
find
I
out
don't
what
want
the
to
rules.
I don't want to state a goal here.
Yeah. This is also a
Right.
non-teleological segment.
Exactly.
Okay.
As
So
I
the
said,
point
this
is
a
to find out the rules of
non-teleological
American
podcast.
football.
Yeah, we're all working together here,
Yeah.
so that at the
Yeah.
end of this, we're gonna after the podcast, the cast and crew of Bear Friend Tea Party are gonna go play a pickup game of American football in the parking lot behind El Dorado
I'm
restaurant.
glad, Danny. Anyway, I'm glad that you and I did see eye to eye about the team with the most points winning the game.
Yeah, I mean
that seems
down...
key.
I don't know if I addressed that.
Well,
I'm quite certain I did not address that.
That's why it's a group effort.
Yeah.
That leads into the next. My next question is Jeremy Mullis of North Carolina. What are the rules of American football?
American football. Throwing around the old pigskin. America's national pastime. The peculiar institution. The gridiron. The big easy. So, American football. Yeah, it's a confusing sport. A lot going on.
We're gonna make sense of it here for you
things.
today.
For starters, you'll notice that throughout this segment we've referred to it as American football. That's because there's also a distinctly European style of football. The key difference there, American football is played with a football, and European style football is played with a soccer ball. And other than that, I believe they are pretty much the same. Now, I said it's a complicated game. The truth is, no one knows all the rules of American football. In that sense, it's kind of like the American tax code. There's more rules added all the time, and, you know, you get it. But what I'm going to try to do here is give you kind of a general sense of the rules. So, number one, what do you need to play football? Okay, well, number one, you need a field with lines on it. Parallel lines. Doesn't matter how many lines, doesn't matter how far apart, whatever. Field with lines on it, and logos at the side. Again, doesn't matter what logos, doesn't matter exactly how many. You need a football, which is, you know, it's a football. It's like an oblong kind of brown thing. Goes around. And you need 2 teams, football teams, of 10 people each. Now, the players on football teams have different positions. There's 4 different football positions, which I will now enumerate. Each team has 1 quarterback and 1 coach. And the rest of the players are linebackers or sometimes receivers, which we'll get into later. Now, the coach and the quarterback are very important, and they're both really kind of the leaders of the team. I like to think of this as kind of like your coach, and this, I differ from Danny here. The coach, I think, is kind of more like a prime minister, whereas the quarterback is more of the president of the team. So the coach is kind of setting policy for the team, and the quarterback is in charge of enacting that policy on the field or the gridiron. So, how do you play American football? So, the first thing you do to play American football, you put the football in the middle of the field. As Danny said, that way it's fair. Now, the 2 quarterbacks from the opposing teams stand on either side of the middle line and try to psych each other out. As has been pointed out, sometimes they maybe bump helmets a little, they growl a little, you know. Okay, but eventually, one of the quarterbacks will grab the ball and throw it between his legs to his linebackers. Now, whichever linebacker catches the football they automatically become the receiver. Or if it's a fat dude, they're often called the wide receiver. When a player becomes the receiver, they level up and they gain certain new abilities, which I won't go into. In any case, the goal in football is to score touchdowns. And there's 2 ways to score a touchdown. Number 1 is by, while holding the football, running past the opposing team's goalpost, while holding the football. And for that, you get 6 points. Or, if you throw the football over the opposing team's goalpost, you get 7 points. if you're able to actually throw the ball over the goalpost and then catch it on the other side, you would get, that would be a double touchdown and you would get 13 points then. And, basically at the end of an hour or whatever, then whoever has the most points win. There are a few special rules. One special rule that I will mention: at any time, your team can automatically win the game by dumping a container of ice water on the coach of the opposing team. You don't see that very often, but it is in the rules. And those, my friends, are the rules of American football.
All right, very interesting, Jeremy. Thank you for your insight. A lot to say there. Jonathan Bumpers.
Yeah, all right.
A well-known sports fan. The rules of American football.
So,
what can you speak to that?
All right. So we've heard a lot tonight. We've heard a lot from a lot of people regarding what they personally believe to be the rules of American football. But ladies and gentlemen, I've just got to say, I think all of those people are full of shit. And I'm going to tell you what the real rules of American football are, and we're going to do that. We're going to do that right now. Ooh. Okay, the rules of American football. The rules of American football are short and sweet. And they are as follows. Step 1. Get a bunch of dudes together. Put them in a building that costs more than the entire New Horizons mission and serves no other purpose. Step 2. Have them throw an ovoid ball around for a while. Step 3. They should run and kick and stuff.
I like that it's a step-by-step process.
Are you reading from the rule book?
Step 4. Everybody goes on the internet and talks about it as if it fucking matters. And those are the only rules of American football.
Nice.
And to the point there.
Yeah.
Well,
I tried to cut out the fat. I used to have 13 rules, but then I cut it down to just the bare essentials.
Well, everything
Bare
is
Essentials
dumbed down.
teaparty.com.
Really?
Well, like a
The Bare Friend Party Tea Essentials podcast. Barecastfriendparty.shoes. LarryBirdsPenis.net. BareFriendBirdPenis.gov. peniscast.biz/dumping puke in the mayor's car.
Well, that music means it's time for Is This a Hall Oates Song? Here's how this is going to work. Each week on Is This a Hall Oates Song, I'm going to play you a clue. Your task is to decide whether that clue is part of a Hall and Oates song or not. Hence, is this a Hall and Oates song?
Hall and Oates being the
listeners
the
at
pop
home
group of that
obviously
name?
can play along. We'll
No,
reveal the answer next week.
Oh, it's like the Car Talk Puzzler, right, Jeremy?
It is exactly like the
So
Car Talk
we have to write the answer
Great
Jeremy.
on
Right.
some
Since we
ridiculous.
I can't believe they're still at it after all these years. How old are they?
I have a procedural question.
Chris. Yes, Chris.
Since we only record the show, fortnightly at most, will we
It'll be
reveal
revealed on the next show.
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
It will be confusing for listeners since our episodes are not released in the order they were recorded.
So, I have to admit that I'm a little bit trepidatious going into this segment because I don't really know all that much about Hall and Oates, to be quite honest. I mean, I saw a few of I've seen a few of Anthony Michael Hall's movies, but I don't know much about his music career.
I did see that Oates and Garfunkel show that one time.
I literally was not even sure if that was a joke or not, or if the guy from Holland.
I don't even know if that was
had
a joke.
an acting career.
I don't know.
No, I assumed that Anthony Michael Hall dresses in a horse costume and eats oats on stage.
No, he definitely does that.
That's.
In any case,
See, a lot of people would find that I'm actually pretty confident about this because prior to my current weird infatuation with the Gap Band, I was really into Hall & Oates for about a week or two. Not anymore. Now I'm into the Gap Band.
Now, here's how. Now we're gonna keep score over as we go. Throughout the next 10. We're trying to get up to 10,000 episodes. So over the next 9,960 some episodes, we'll keep score. Now, for each time you get a correct answer, you will get a point. When you get an incorrect answer, you will lose a point. We're all starting at 0. If you miss an episode, you lose a point.
Oh, that's harsh.
So at the end,
Jeremy, what if you miss an episode? Do we all get a point?
I'm not being scored.
Who's
so
keeping
Jeremy,
score?
at the end
if I
of
miss an episode, you all lose
10,000 episodes, what happens to what does the winner get?
This is bragging rights. So at this point, now you may be wondering, if I'm just choosing clues at random, won't the vast majority of them not be Hall & Oates songs?
That does stand to reason.
The way I'm doing this is, each time we go into this segment, I'm going to go down to random.org and choose a random number between 1 and 0 inclusive to decide whether the clue I play you will be a Hall & Oates song.
I like that we use random.org in almost every episode of this show.
Well, random.org is one of our sponsors.
Yeah.
In any case, at this point, all of the clues I've accumulated so far are the clues are all saxophone solos.
Are you going to describe them?
I'm excited for this. I'm really excited for this.
Most random numbers are, in fact, saxophone solos. So it's no surprise.
So here's how this is going to work.
Let's get to this. Let's do this.
I'm going to play you a clue. For now, these are going to be audio clues, and these audio clues are going to be saxophone solos. You're going to listen to this saxophone solo, and then you will be tasked with answering one question. And that question is this a Hall & Oates song?
Yes!
So,
the answer is yes.
I haven't even...
No, let him play the saxophone solo,
fair.
John.
Let's
cooperate. Come on, cooperate.
Are you guys
I'm ready
for this?
I am into this.
You know what, Jeremy? This is a tough group.
I'm really excited about this.
Clue.
Just
all right. You only
just forge ahead with
this
it.
one.
Shh, guys,
Here we go.
quiet. Oh, that's a good one.
And that's all you got. So, now, we're gonna just go around, and you're each gonna share a couple thoughts. You can just say what your guess is. I would say you are playing against each other, so if you definitely know for sure one way or the other, you might want to play it a little, play those cards a little close to your chest. But
how do you give the answer without?
Shut the fuck up, Danny. So, Chris, why don't you start us off? You're the eldest. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm just going to be real upfront about this. I'm not going to play strategically yet. I'm going to say I do not recognize that saxophone solo from the 3 to 4 Hall & Oates songs that I have heard in my life.
You're like an expert, comparatively.
Yeah, that's definitely not from Maneater.
That feels a little bit unfair.
That other one that I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
No, I'm laying it all out there right now. I'm saying I do not or am I? I do not recognize that song from any of the Hall & Oates songs I've heard. However, it has a real Hall & Oates feel to it, and so I'm going to say yes. I'm going to answer yes, that is a Hall & Oates song.
Chris is going with yes, that is a Hall & Oates song. And John, what do you say?
I think the answer is definitely yes. I think Jeremy's trying to psych us out here. Because it doesn't sound like a Hall & Oates song. Right?
You don't
Hall
think it
& Oates,
sounded like a Hall & Oates song?
Hall & Oates don't play saxophone, right?
They have saxophones in their songs,
Really?
I think.
Well, they're not like
I don't
neither
think that
neither
either of them
Hall and
play
Oates
saxophone.
themselves. They are not saxophonists.
True.
Right?
I think
we can all agree on that.
I don't actually know. I think that's
so
true.
I think Jeremy's trying to psych us out here. My answer is yes.
It is a Hall & Oates song?
Yes.
Okay. Because you think... Oh, that's right.
You're trying to psych me out.
Yeah.
You're trying to psych me
John
out, and
Chris
it's not going to work.
both think it's a Hall & Oates song, and Danny...
No.
You think it is not a Hall & Oates song?
No. I don't know any Hall & Oates songs. I don't even know what genre they are, but I think for some reason...
They're pop/rock.
For some reason, I think of them as sounding like Simon and Garfunkel.
They don't.
Because they're like two names with an ampersand in the middle. Well, you know what? I can't fight it. So I'm going to say no, because that sounded like some 80s shit.
All right. Well,
Danny, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I heard Daryl Hall, I believe, interviewed on the radio, and he made the point that they never referred to themselves as Hall & Oates. Their albums are always Daryl Hall and John Oates.
That's bullshit.
Really? Well, I'm
they
not
never called
any
themselves
trick questions
Hall
like
&
that,
Oates.
where it's going to be like, no, I'm sorry, that was a song by Daryl Hall and John
No,
Oates.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if your reasoning is they're two names with an ampersand, so they probably sound similar to Simon and Garfunkel, you have that to consider. Because otherwise, I think your reasoning was flawless.
You kind of opened my mind a little bit, to be honest.
All right.
I didn't know
I'm glad
name was Daryl.
I'm glad that we had a mixed responses. I was worried that one was going to be too easy, but now I think that they are all possibly way too hard, except for Maneater.
I can't wait till we get that one.
Anyway, let's make a bunch of random noises and then stop podcasting. You've been listening to Bear Friend Tea Party, a podcast where we, do shit and make fucking noises and shit. You can email us at bearfriendteaparty@aol.com. If you are the first person to email in, you will get $20.
I have to ask $20.
Fuck it. You don't even have to ask anymore. Just provide your address or your Bitcoin wallet address.
It's been like 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to email in.
You can call Bear Friend Tea Party at 503-754-8096. That number 503-754-8096. You can follow us on Twitter. We're at Bear Friend Tea Party. That's Bear Friend Tea Party with the vowels removed. And also at Bear Friend Cast. Neither Twitter address has tweeted in the last, year and a half. So it's probably not worth your time to follow us.
Bear Friend Tea Party.
We're not going to crowd your
no longer accepting new subscribers. If you'd like to
get on our wait list, send those emails to bearfriendteaparty@aol.com.
There are 3 ways to subscribe to Bear Friend Tea Party.
Each more challenging than the last.
The first way is to kill an existing subscriber and to therefore take on their subscription to Bear Friend Tea Party. The second way, paradoxically, is to save the life of a Bear Friend Tea Party subscriber. And therefore, in gratitude, be granted a Bear Friend Tea Party subscription. The third way to subscribe to Bear Friend Tea Party is to find us on iTunes or your podcast directory of choice.
I don't know much about that.
And of course, remember, Bear Friend Tea Party is free for you to download. But each episode costs us $700,000 to produce. And we need your donations. Please don't forget to set up a Patreon page for us. And then give money to it. Remember, no money given to Bear Friend Tea Party goes towards the production of Bear Friend Tea Party. But rather, it is all spent on unrelated direct cats. Every morning, every day, every evening. Bear Friend Tea Party is a production of Bear Friend Tea Party Podcast Network Media System. Today's episode was brought to you by Random.org, your source for random number generation and stuff.
Jeremy, did you give our website address?
Our website address is disgust.biz. And it just
Is that true?
Yes. This has been...
So head on over to random.org. And don't forget to use our promo code 32553133-312366257 and get some random numbers. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. I thought I did pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. I think
you hit all the
major, the major notes there.